You place your cup on the table, reach for your phone, and before your fingers get there, you hear it. That soft shuffle, that paw, that one determined push. Clink, down it goes. Your cat looks at you, unblinking, as if waiting, not for the object to bounce, but for you to notice. It's tempting to get annoyed, to call it bad behavior, but what if this was never about the glass at all? Cats are wired to explore. Every push, every tumble, a private experiment. They're studying physics, practicing their instincts, learning the world through motion. But more than that, they're learning you. When you gasp, scold, or even laugh, they see it, they feel it, they caused it. And in a world where they can't say, "Look at me," this becomes their language. A language of motion, of sound, of connection. Sometimes, it's not the object they're drawn to. It's your presence, the flicker of your eye turning toward them, the tiny pause in your day that becomes theirs, like a child tugging a sleeve, or a friend bumping your shoulder, softly, just to say, "I'm still here." Then there's the laptop, the glowing screen, the warm keys under your fingers, and, inevitably, your cat sprawled across it. Not beside it, on it. Why? Because that's where your attention lives. And so, they go there, not to be a nuisance, but to be near your focus, to interrupt the world so you might notice them again. And late at night, just when you think they're finally settled, you shift beneath the blankets, and something pounces. Tiny claws, soft paws, a flick of motion under moonlight. Your toes become prey, your blanket a jungle, and your bedroom a hunting ground. It startles you. Maybe you push them away. Maybe you whisper, "Not now." But what if they're not attacking? What if they're playing with you? Not toys, not strings, you. Because under the covers, your cat doesn't see owner or sleeping human. They see a moving mystery, a twitch of life, a spark of instinct, and in that moment, they're not misbehaving. They're inviting you into their game, their joy, their world. So the next time they knock or pounce or sprawl across your screen, maybe don't stop them. Maybe just smile and say, without words, "I see you too. You're tired. Your body is heavy. A long day, or maybe a hard one." You sit down, not to be noticed, just to exhale. And then, from the quiet, they appear. That familiar brush of fur, the soft rasp of a tongue on your arm, on your wrist, your face. It catches you off guard. You smile, confused. You wonder if your cat is just curious, but they stay, and they lick, and they nuzzle. What are they doing? Some say it's the salt. Sweat after a workout, tears after a movie, the taste of your emotion still lingering on your skin. Yes, salt draws them in, but salt is just the science. The truth is gentler. They're not tasting, they're touching, they're knowing. Because cats, in their own quiet way, sense what we don't say. And when they press close in moments like this, they're saying, "I see you, I know you feel something, and I want to be close to that." You may have pushed them away, whispered, "Not now," felt messy, or unworthy, or simply undone. But to them, that's when you're most real. That's when you smell like truth. And they don't flinch from it. They come closer. Because love to a cat isn't performance. It's presence. And in their language, licking isn't just affection. It's belonging. Sometimes it's not even licking. It's the mystery of your missing sock, the hair tie you thought you lost, the shirt you left on the floor, now dragged halfway under the bed. You think, why do they do this? You picture them as little thieves, but maybe they're collectors of comfort, gatherers of scent, of memory, of you. Cats don't steal to hide. They steal to hold, to keep a piece of you close when the room feels too quiet, when you're away, when they're unsure. It's like how we save love letters. A hoodie that still smells like someone we miss. A small object that makes us feel safe, even when the person is gone. That sock under the bed? It's not clutter. It's a talisman. A love token. A soft thread connecting them back to you. And maybe the most tender part is when they follow you. Not loudly, not clingy, just there, always a few steps behind. You speak, and they listen. You move, and they echo. You breathe, and they stay near the rhythm. They don't need to be in your lap. They don't need constant touch. Sometimes, but just your shadow is enough, because to them, your presence is safety, and even your silence is worth following. So the next time you wonder why they lick, why they steal, why they stay nearby with no demand, know this: they're not asking for anything. They're offering something. Something wordless, something whole, something that says, I love you, even when you don't say a word. You're lying on the couch, not speaking, just letting the day pass, and suddenly, a tug. A small, insistent pull on your hair. You glance to the side, they're there. Mouth full of strands, paws tucked in, purring softly. You reach up, try to move them. It's strange after all. Why your hair? But for them, it's not your hair, it's you. And they're not playing. They're grooming. Just like a mother cat does for her kittens. Just like bonded pairs do, in trust, in safety. It's an act of care, of intimacy, of claiming. They fix you, not because you're messy, but because they love what they see. You shift again. Later, maybe. And there they are, not on your lap, not on the bed, but curled inside a cardboard box in the corner. A simple square. A patch of tape. A piece of old packaging. You bought them a plush bed, a cozy blanket. They chose this? And it doesn't make sense. But for them, it's everything. That box? It's shelter. A cocoon. A place to be small without being scared. To be invisible, but not alone. When they sit in that box, they're not hiding from you. They're resting near you, wrapped in safety, watching the world from a place that feels just right. To them, that space is sacred. Because your presence is just close enough to be felt without being forced. And that's how they love. On their terms. Soft, quiet, unannounced. And then there's this. You're speaking. To someone else. To yourself. To no one. And from the corner, their ears turn. Their eyes soften. They listen. You didn't call them. You didn't expect them. But they come anyway. They always do. Because your voice, your rhythm, your sound is the most familiar melody they know. Even when you're not talking to them, you are part of their world, their air, their everything. Some cats follow you room to room, others just listen from the doorway, from under the table, from the window ledge you didn't notice. But they're there, not demanding, not asking, just witnessing. Like a silent guardian who doesn't need to interrupt to feel close. So the next time you brush them off, close the box, move your hair away, pause. Maybe what feels like disruption is actually devotion. Maybe what feels like distraction is really a ritual of trust, because they don't need you to understand everything. They only need you to let them love you, as they are. Warm closure, plus whisper CTA. You've stopped them before, moved them, shushed them, pulled away. And maybe you thought it was the right thing, to teach them boundaries, to keep the peace, to stay in control. But cats don't need to control you, they just need to reach you. Even if it's through the quiet, the odd, the inconvenient. Because every paw on your keyboard, every sock under the bed, every stolen moment of silence beside you, it was never random. It was their way of asking, gently, silently, can I still be near you? So next time, maybe pause. Let the glass fall. Let the fur press against your shoulder. Let them love you, the way only they can. And if you've ever felt this, and if your cat has done these little things, you're not alone. Tell us what they do, how they love, what tiny moment broke you open, just a little. We'll be listening, just like they are.